talking today about the sixth column, a short introduction to let you know what can you expect and what is happening in the sixth column in the table of plants. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with it, this is the table of plants, and just a short description of it. And it is a way of looking at our materia medica, our flora materia medica, as a process, as evolutionary process. So over the columns of the flowering plants, we have been developing the ego. And in every column, there was something gained and something lost. So we have started with column 1 when there was no ego, and we just build the tools for the ego, the emotions, the sensations, and the mind. Then we started in a very unified state, therefore the awareness was not strong. And as we build the ego, we started to separate. And the separation is the price we paid for building the awareness. In column 6, we reach the height of awareness. Every column is a stage of that parallel also humanity evolution, where column 1 will be the Stone Age, column 2 will be the Bronze Age, column 3 the Iron Age, column 4 will be the Roman Greek time, column 5 will be the Middle Ages, and column 6 will be from the Renaissance to our time. So we are actually in the end of column 6, hopefully on the verge of column 7. So column 6 very much correspond to our time, and therefore it answers a lot of questions and a lot of pathology that arise in our time. In column 6, the individual is measuring itself against the world. What am I in this world? What kind of individuality do I am? How it feels to be against the world? How it feels to be where the world is the background for my magnificence? Or what do I feel when I compare myself to the world? What happened to me when I feel that it's me against the world? Or in the highest aspect, what is happening when I am for the world, when I take responsibility for the world, which is actually the stage we are now, where we need to take responsibility for the world. So there are big conflicts. Should I stay me? Should I connect to the world? Would I lose this precious me that I've been building over 6 columns while I connect to the world? So in every group of plants or every family or order, we will see another quality which will be emphasized. If you have the table, you will be able to read it. What is happening in every group? And every remedy will manifest a piece of it. So the remedies could be understood in connection to their location in the column 6, but also in their location to the rows, because every row is a stage of maturity in the column. In every row we go deeper and deeper into our relationship with the world and our position in the world, and we ask, if I'm in the world now as a child, what would be the pathology? Like, let's say, the solanalis that we all know. It's me in a threatening world. I'm pursued by the world. I'm frightened by the world. I'm not ready to enter the world and be in peace with it. I'm just in a, I would say, prenatal stage in my relationship with the world. And therefore, I see it in a stage of the subconscious, the frightening subconscious. But later on, we are asking, we are starting to ask, okay, now I'm in the world. How do I do? I want to excel there. So we have remedies like Nux vomica, and then an Ignatia. I want to excel there, but then suddenly I'm left lonely. And I want to connect again, but I've built such a strong individuality, I don't know how to connect. And so being lonely becomes a stronger issue. Therefore, Ignatia is a great remedy for women in our time. It's a chronic remedy, not after grief. What would be the reaction when I meet the world, where I still want to have borders that will keep my individuality at all cost, and yet I know that it's time too late to go back to the world, because otherwise, if I'm really separate from the world, then what is happening now is the result: destruction. When your part of you is not aware of other parts, then the result is disease, the result is cancer. When you have a selfish cell, the result is cancer. So being a selfish cell in a world which we are part of is not an option anymore. And this is what column 6 is dealing with. How would I balance those two needs, being together and keep my individuality? And even more, the next stage is recognize that others are entitled to their individuality, and that the difference can coexist. I don't have to kill the one who is different than me, which was done in column 5. If you're other than me, I kill you. This was a middle-age reaction all over the world, by the way. So the pathology revolved around a very strong ego, that his reaction to any invasion is by war, is by fighting. It's not surrounding itself like in column 1. It feels threatened and it reacts. But oftentimes the reaction is exaggerated. The reaction is too much. And therefore we get, on the physical level, we get allergies. Allergy is an overreaction of the body. We get autoimmune disease, and we get even infertility. We see a lot of infertility in column 6 because we don't meet. And on the emotional level, on one hand, there is a desire to be unique, like in the Liliales, to be me, which leads to a lot of egocentricity and ambition and resolution. I will get what I want, even if it needs to conquer the whole world, as we just see now, by the way. While on the other hand, there is another possibility which presents itself. I can be part of the world. I can be an active part of the world, prove myself in the world, but save the world or just help the world as I do that. And there is a conflict there, which a lot of the pathology is revolving around. How do I show all my faculties, and how do I enjoy everything that the world has to give me? And there we see the family of the oregano, the labiales, or lamiales as they are called today. I want to enjoy the world, to taste it, to feel it. But I also know that there are the things I want to do. And the world also has something to say. There are others in the world which suddenly exist. And I have to, how should I say, I have to recognize them. In column 6, you have to recognize the other. You have to recognize the existence of others. So being in the world is a big issue. So on one hand, we might see strong materiality. I want more and more and more. Again, as we see in the labiales, as we see in the liliales, and even in the orchids which are there. So we have lots of very interesting groups of remedies, which every group are taking one of or two of those subjects and are researching it from every direction. And that's what we're going to study, every remedy or almost every remedy. What are the essence of this remedy and what question does she study? And how can we understand in the clinic the case so much better if we understand, this case, all of it is disappointment that is not seen and not appreciated and is not as successful as he wanted. And I got a remedy that was Melissa. No, there's not much symptoms in the repertoire on Melissa, but if you will understand that it's column 6 and row 7, and you will go to the book or to the lecture and read the themes of this family, then the themes will appear in the case. And this will be a great confirmation. Yes, I can give Melissa maybe just because of one symptom, but the rest of the story of the case confirm, yes, it is the right place. So it can be a great tool in the clinic, either to confirm your repertorization or to use small remedy which doesn't have repertory at all maybe, or have only one or two symptoms. We will see oversensitivity, for example, because the mind is so developed. How would it seen in every remedy? The masculine element, which is still so strong in column 6, and its conflict with column with the column, with women in the column. What will be women problems which result from the dominance of the masculine element, which is still in our time? And that again we could see in the asterales, in the genitales, in the scrofulariales, all those families, all the remedies from jasmine to fraxens and Vayetia and mandragora, all those remedies, what do they tell? So that's it for today, and I hope to see you in our seminar, column 6. Thank you.